3M Clash of the Grinders Student Edition Season 2. An epic grinding and welding showdown. 12 students, 1 champion. Starts now. Previously on Clash of the Grinders, Team Tyler triumphed once again in an exhilarating round, showcasing their mastery of power and precision for maintaining a bevel. Ren stole the spotlight, demonstrating his skill as an individual champion, earning the most points for the accuracy of his bevel angle.
My name is Ren Miller. I love to hunt and fish. Also love to weld. My great-grandfather was a welder, and my dad's not a welder, but I picked it up around 5th or 6th grade and just kind of kept on with it. I worked construction going into high school, and then I got a fab job. I took welding classes in high school. Now I'm at a steel erection place, and I'm in college for welding as well. I got a very good work ethic. I like to know that I put in a hard day of work. I'm from the South Carolina, and when I tell people I play hockey and lacrosse, they get kind of surprised. A lot of the support in my life is my mom, my dad, and my brother. And of course, good friends, they're always there for me. A lot of things I've been through that have made me stronger, sports, and of course, growing up in all my jobs being steel work and stuff like that, you gotta learn how to deal with older folk giving you a hard time. I'm very passionate about skilled trades, mainly because that's more of the work I like to do. I can't really be behind a computer for too long without twiddling my thumbs. I like to be in the field, working with my hands, and also the money's good.
Now, brace yourselves as we plunge headfirst into grinding and finishing in round 3 of this fiercely heated competition.
My name is Ziona Smith. I like to do a lot of woodworking. I do make homemade cutting boards and just picture frames, just like little things around the house. I do a little bit of poetry. I like to be outside. I love fishing, and I'm just like a nice outdoors type of person. I like to do everything precise, which sometimes gets me in trouble, but I'm very adamant about my work. I make sure it's nice. If I don't like it, well, how would somebody else like it, you know? So I've been through a lot growing up. I've been in foster care since I was 9 years old. So growing up was very different and very hard for me. I didn't have a lot of family to go to, not a lot of friends to go to. So my motivation is myself. I don't want to end up in a spot that I can't get myself out of. So I strive harder than the average person to just make ends meet. I got into the skilled trades by basically telling my guidance counselor, sign me up for whatever that uses your hands. I have severe anxiety, so being a welder and doing things that require me to be hands-on is very helpful for me. So I just jumped into something and ended up loving welding. Before I came to this competition, my brother did text my girlfriend, and he was like, Zai's gonna win. And he was like, there's nothing Zai never was not able to do and nothing he was never good at. So that's just really my motivation. My little brother is the one I'm doing this for.
All right, everybody, we're back for another round. How has everything been going so far? You guys been having fun?
Yeah. Although the competition is intense, there are also plenty of moments for competitors to unwind and enjoy each other's company.
I've absolutely been having fun with my fellow competitors.
It's been really fun.
Absolutely
Fun.
Lots of fun.
I mean, just the camaraderie.
Baseball games and all the activities they have planned for us out here. Real nice. I mean, it's a good change of pace.
I'm just, walking down the streets around here is different.
We went to a baseball game last night. I mean, it got rained out, but we still had some fun. We played some cornhole and stuff like that.
I think rain brings good luck.
All the evening activities, getting to see all the decompression from the day.
Some of the competitors and we went and worked out for like a good hour and a half.
We've been going to a lot of events hosted by 3M. They've really been taking care of us. We've all got to know each other pretty well. We're having a lot of fun.
We got round 3 starting up. This is gonna be a grinding and finishing kind of combination. It's gonna be a blend of the skills that you guys have learned.
About this next round of the weld and finishing, I know nothing about it. I should have read the packets a little more.
I'm feeling pretty good about this round. It's just new equipment, and so it's gonna take getting used to that new equipment and everything else like that.
I'm hoping to do a little bit better than last. I think this new fiber disc is gonna be something very different, and hopefully I can get a good grasp of that, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'm feeling great about the third round, especially working in the industry. A lot of stuff calls for it being finished, so I got a lot of experience in it, and I feel like it's going to go pretty well.
No more teams in this round. How do you feel about that?
Everybody's still going to be tough. It's still anybody's game, you know. We don't get these team points going ahead, so who's to say I don't go out here and just blow it? If I blow it, I don't have those team points behind me. But then again, if I were to go out here and do great, I might not have to be worried as much because that guy behind me might not have his team points to come up and catch me at all either.
I think the team idea was a great idea. I like the, getting a little bit of extra points, being on a team, working together. The single wolf style will also be good on its own.
Going forward, considering that we haven't won team points, I'm glad that the extra, buffing for people has been dropped. So personally, I feel confident about my abilities, but going forward, I'm still gonna share what I've learned. I just want to see everybody succeed.
I definitely like being responsible for myself. I've been on the losing team 2 times in a row, and that's pushing me down a couple spots.
Going on without a team, I'm kind of glad that I'm taking the responsibility all onto myself now. I won't have to worry about lowering the average, but I'm also pretty sure that it's going to be harder for me to stay for any longer, but that's okay. We'll see what happens.
The next round of this competition, like I said, you guys are going to lean on some of the skills that your team captains have given you through the past couple days here. You guys excited to start the next round? Yeah. Awesome. Let's get after it.
Under the guidance of skilled 3M application engineers, competitors don their personal protective equipment, preparing for the next round.
Really low angle of attack to blend everything together.
Something that has made me a stronger person would be creating my own family at a younger age and moving somewhere a little bit further away from my family that I've been with for my whole life and learning how to take care of another person. It gets difficult sometimes trying to learn what somebody needs without being able to ask them questions. And something that surprises a lot of people is that my best friend is my daughter. She's a little bit over 1. Things that bring joy in my life is spending time with my family and working on vehicles. I like to take my dog for a road trip. He's not a big fan of the Miata per se, but he gets used to it. I got into the skilled trades in high school by meeting one of the teachers that actually worked at the university I'm at now and went to her house, did some private lessons for a while, and she told me I should just go to school, get it done, and go get a job.
They work to hone their skills for the 2 key phases of the challenge. First, grinding down a weld completely, and second, finishing with speed and visual finesse.
So I'm from Georgetown, Kentucky. Grew up in a small town, fishing, hunting, been doing trades my whole life really. My dad was a carpenter and I started working with him when I was about 8. It runs in my family, I think for the past few generations of my family, it's just been trades. Bringing people joy is, it does make me happy, making people's lives a little bit easier. If I can make anyone's life a little bit easier, it does make me happier as a person, makes me feel more whole. I'd say I have a pretty tight bond with my family, my brother, my sister especially. I'm a twin. My dad, I grew up with him for a majority of my childhood, and then my mom, I live with her currently. Everybody wants to see me succeed in this industry. I'm passionate about the trade just because the trades are dying, nobody's wanting to do it anymore, and in my mind, not everybody can do these trades, can travel the US the way I'm wanting to do. The path I'm wanting to take, not everybody can say they've traveled to the U.S. doing what they love and get paid for it at the same time. Kind of just got to be yourself, really. You got to make your own story in a way.
Nice job. What we're doing is we want to be sure the finish that we create can be taken out by that Scotch-Brite disc. Perfect.
All right, competitors, we're ready for round 3. This next round, you guys are going to have 90 seconds for grinding, 30 seconds for finishing. Round 3 starts right now. Let's go.
start your grinders. Grind!
On the outside, my composure is pretty good, but on the inside, my heart's pumping, man.
Smooth and methodical.
I just let myself do what I know how to do and just let all the nerves just roll off, you know? So I've been just chilling like I'm at home.
The competitors race to achieve the fastest weld removal and maintain quality.
Get it down, all the way down.
These next two challenges, I'm currently sitting 7th. Everyone wants to be in that top 6. Everybody doesn't want to be eliminated. So for me, I'm giving it everything I've got just to get 1-2 more points above someone else.
Harnessing the power of the cutting-edge 3M Cubitron 3 FiberDisc 1182C, competitors work to earn up to 5 points from the judges based on their weld removal quality of flatness and completeness. The top 3 fastest times also earn additional points for speed.
The Cubitron 3 FiberDisc, the way it eats material the way it does, and the swarf that comes off it, I mean, I've never used anything like it. I've used a lot of products, you know, flat disc and hard rocks and all that stuff. Nothing takes material off the way it does. And the finish it leaves too, while taking off that amount of material, out of this world.
With the metal grinding down, the competition intensifies as contestants strive to deliver their finest craftsmanship under pressure. The judges offer mid-round feedback to competitors on their weld grind.
So I prepared for today.
Caleb, I thought you were going to stall out the grinder, man, right off the bat.
I was spooked out, man.
What I didn't want you to do is do those short passes because you only had like 5 seconds left. Those long passes gave you that finish. That was good. That was a good job.
I like the long strokes. I can see it. This edge didn't get.
So you got the weld out pretty consistent. It's good overall, lots of shorter strokes right here, but I mean the weld's gone, maybe some parts where it's not.
You took the weld down, that's for sure. Nice job.
Now, the competitors move on to the finishing step of this challenge.
You get that image in your head, that 15,000, that's a lot of money, you know, it's a lot of stress on your shoulders. If you look at it as, you know, it's just another day in the shop, you gotta kind of roll with it, you know, just go in there and do your best work, and whatever happens, happens. I feel like you do a whole lot better.
It's a race against the clock to earn speed points for the fastest finish time.
The Scotch-Brite disc was really cool. I've never used something like that before to finish, so it was kind of cool seeing how smooth the metal can really get compared to like what I usually use is like a flat disc or a cast ball. Yeah, it took every little scratch that you could like feel out so that it turned it real smooth.
The Scotch-Brite disc, it's a really nice disc. It really cleans up good. In my mind, I was like, man, you know, it's gonna take down all these edges and make it look almost polished.
Competitors now leverage every advantage of using the Scotch-Brite Precision Surface Conditioning Disc extra coarse to earn up to 5 points for their finish quality, consistent scratch direction, weld burn avoidance, seamless scratch blending, and overall task completion.
You did a good job taking out that undercut. That's a hell of a job.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So just taking a reading of the scratch depth. It's a profilometer. You took the coach advice and used the Scotch-Brite in like really long paths. Yeah, good job.
Look at how consistent that finish is.
This side looks great. This side got a bit ragged.
I'd be yelling at you because you could go a little faster because it's just like, that's a mirror. That's good.
All right, we're back for the last round of judging for today before half of you get eliminated in the next round. But first, we're going to get some advice from not only the coaches, but the judges, and they're going to explain the process that they use to kind of judge this competition. So, judges, tell us a little bit about the tools that you guys used, why they matter, and what that means to our contestants here.
Sure, so starting with the weld grind, right? I wanted to see total removal of the weld, not digging in, gouging the substrate, right? I didn't want to see any dishing where you ground too deep in the middle particularly, but not enough on the edges. These were the things that mattered. And then we like to see those nice long, consistent scratch marks from having the right technique of the tool and abrasive. So those were the big things we were looking for, making sure you got all the mill scale off, things like this.
Yeah, and then with that Scotch-Brite disc, so you guys saw us using the profilometer. So we're taking the average of that scratch depth just to kind of get a better understanding, particular finish of how you guys were using that disc, and then also the finish rate became very important in this competition. So how quickly you were able to remove those scratches depending on the type of work you did with the fiber disc. So in theory, if you're doing the work you need to do with the fiber disc, like Mark is saying, you really don't need to do that much with the Scotch-Brite product. So I think we saw a lot of that come through. Very impressed overall. I think we all agree with that. So
at the end of the day, these are tough jobs, right? You guys know that. Our goal is to help you do those jobs more efficiently. I know your coaches did that. They taught you well, and it reflected back through in the quality of the work, right? From beginning to end. There was a lot of tight grouping in the results because frankly, so many of you did so well.
Yeah.
And so I hope you found the products easy to use because that's the way we tried to develop them. And I know that the quality of the work came through in the pieces.
Yeah, and on average we got an RA of around 40, which is pretty low, and so it's impressive. I know the coaches are kind of smiling at that because we were just hoping to see something below 70. So we want to give a special shout out to Z, Titus, Connor, and Justin. Great job just watching your piece as you were going through it with the fiber disc and then also the Scotch-Brite, so you could tell when you were done and you stopped, which was good. You don't need to keep working on it once you hit that finish you need, so really good job with that.
So, how many of you guys made mistakes? Right? Yeah, raise your hand. You guys made some mistakes, yeah?
That's true.
Yeah, that should be pretty much everybody. Learn from them, okay? You need to learn from your mistakes. So yeah, there were some things that weren't really great. There were some things probably not as great as you could have done. Learn from those mistakes. It's like the only and probably the best way to learn in general. You gotta make mistakes, you come back from it. I've seen a lot of you guys listen to your great coaches. That was really cool. All right, that was really cool. I mean, it's one thing to be good, but it's also another thing to be trainable. Okay, you listen to advice, you roll with it, and I've seen a lot of it from the start of this competition. So good on you guys for really paying attention, trusting in your coaches. Oh, that's all it's about right there. Got to keep on moving.
Team Tyler, you guys were the winners. What advice do you want to impart on your team before you take off for the week?
Well, I think Kyle said it great. Learn from your mistakes. Keep moving forward. I think for a lot of you, as your first time using fiber discs, even that Scotch-Brite pad. So if we went and did this competition again right now, you'd improve, right? So if you do this for 5-10 years, if we redid this competition, there'd be something to see. Bring it back. But just learn as you're going. Enjoy what you're doing. If you have feedback in the field, call us back. We got to make changes too, right? But it's fun watching you guys have fun, do this. You'll get to do some welding tomorrow, really what you're here for. But hopefully we taught you something. Hopefully you enjoyed it. That's what I got.
Matt, final words before we reveal the winner of this round.
I am terribly impressed by each of you, each and every one of you. Doesn't matter what team you're on. The growth I've seen in the last 2 days, not only individually but as teams, showing the excitement of showing your part to everybody else and what did I do right, what did I do wrong, that type of thing. The constructive criticism, I'm going to call one person out, Tom. When you did your fiber test, there were some blemishes on there that you knew needed to be removed with that surface conditioning disc. I told you how to do that, and then you did it, not physically, but you did it in your mind with the tool and had it all set up in your mind. So when he said go, the finish you created was the best finish I've ever seen. It was amazing. So that improvement from where you were not knowing how to run a tool to where you are now was just astonishing to me. Thank you. Very, very good job.
You guys ready for the results? Do you want to know who won? Yes. All right. Ren, you're the winner.
It felt good to win this round. To kind of stay in first place, I want to try to maintain that throughout the competition. So I don't think I would do anything differently. Maybe use my time a little better because I did slow down at the start, but it still looked good at the end, so I'm not too worried about it.
I got the material down quickly. Had a lot of extra time, kind of do a little bit of finishing work, and then really smoothed it up whenever it came to about 30 seconds. Really got a good finish on it, and I think the points showed.
Just all around, everybody did good. And for myself, I kind of pressured it down too much. But other than that, it went good, it went smooth. Given the time that we had, it was perfect timing. I think you can complete the obstacles.
You're also currently leading in the points as well. So hold on to that title because the next round, 6 of you are going to be going home.
Despite the high stakes, these rivals value their newfound camaraderie and appreciate each other's attributes.
Tom is the funniest and the goofiest. He's just a good sport all around.
Z, he always has something to say, and it's just it just catches me off guard too. Of wait, what? Did I hear you correctly?
Caleb, I don't know, the way he talks, the way he is, he feels like Texas to me.
Titus. He really likes to crack jokes, and they're good jokes. I mean, you always have people that, they like the joke, but they're not necessarily funny. Titus is not one of those people. He jokes, and he's funny, and he's good to get along with.
Ren doesn't talk too much, but when he does, it's always something positive.
Tom is, he's a pretty funny guy. He just comes out of nowhere with any joke, and he can make a pretty funny scene.
Titus always helps everybody out, and even getting out of the van, he opens the door, waits for everybody to get out, closes it, always helps with everything.
Everybody's kind of just looking out for each other, sharing tips, and we're all just kind of sharing ideas, trying to get to the top prize ultimately.
The best thing about meeting people is making the connections. Made a bunch of good friends here. We've already bonded and made it real, real close with each other, so that's the best part about it. Now going forward, if we all need a job, we're all looking for a job, we got that connection, we can call a buddy of ours and see what we can get done.
We're one family just trying to push you, one person to the victory.
Join us next time to see if these competitors can meet the rigorous industry standard criteria for welding against a backdrop of escalating tensions. With Bo Wigington and Austin Hargett from Weld.com poised to uphold these exacting standards, the competition promises to be nothing short of captivating. Who will emerge triumphant? Tune in to Clash of the Grinders Student Edition Season 2 to find out.